platforms and here at Power Up down in Roanoke, Virginia. I'm excited.
The drive was amazing.
The
Thank
drive
you for
is,
asking.
it was, I don't know, they took us some road. I don't know if you guys have seen The Hills Have Eyes, but I was pretty sure that we were going to be the next. And we live so our office is in a village of 300 people. We have one stoplight in the entire school district, and we're terrified driving through this, but we made it, so that was good. But anyway, so yeah, thanks so much for joining. We have to do something real quick, though, and I need everybody's help. So I've been so excited to do this. Today is my son's 5th birthday.
Let's go.
And if we can, I want to sing happy birthday to him real quick, if that's cool, right?
That is so sweet.
So here we go. All right, hold on one second. His name is Parker. Yeah, which probably told you guys. He's singing happy birthday to. So yeah, Parker, he's 5 years old, and so we're going to sing happy birthday. So let me get this started here. Oh, man. I got a new phone. I feel like an old dad. All right, is everybody ready? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Louder, Aaron. Happy birthday, dear Parker. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, Parky. All right. Oh my gosh.
Now I don't have to buy him a gift, right?
No, you still have to buy him a gift. So anyway, no, that was cool. I appreciate that so much because it was a little tough. It was actually a lot of tough, but so happy I got to talk to him today. He got to take cupcakes in. So isn't that great? Yeah, that's a great day in preschool when you can take cupcakes in. So anyway, very excited to do this. We have, if anybody's ever listened to our podcast before, if you haven't, just do better. But if anybody has listened to it before, we've had, Connor is the first reoccurring guest.
Thank you.
And that's a technicality because we also had somebody else, but we haven't produced it yet. So lucky for you, you are the repeat guest. So you get a T-shirt, but pretty sure that Taylor Croy bought it for you. So he's gotta get it for him. All right. But anyway, and then Tyler, so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Absolutely. So we're going to go through some questions because you guys are killing it. And what's awesome about this is, I guess technically now I am considered a seasoned veteran in this industry. And Aaron just started full-time being a loan officer just this year, right? Yeah. So this is kind of like a panel inside of a panel, maybe a little bit. So I want to pick your guys' brain. Think of it that if you're in the audience or if you're listening, what piece of advice that we can give to them they can take away that's going to help their business today. So the first part is, and I'll start with you, Connor. Tell us where you're located and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, I got in the industry in June of 2022. So right when rates started to go up, I'm located in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's where I've been from the start of it. So I jumped in Myrtle Beach right after graduating college and haven't looked back since.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler, how about you?
So I am in Danville, Virginia, and I started in 2022 as well. I was just telling Bobby I cannot remember what month I came to this company, but 2022 was when we both started, when rates were going up, when mortgage companies were laying people off by the dozens, is when we came in. So.
Okay, yeah, and I don't think there's ever a good time to get in the industry. Is there?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, guys. I said this yesterday at the workshop, but I'm normally talking to a bunch of realtors, so I'm always like, oh, hi, guys. But now it's a bunch of loan officers. I don't care. I can say whatever I want, right? But no, that's cool. So, because you hear people that got in the industry in 2007, 2008, and those are some wild stories. And then we hear people that got in the industry during the refi boom or after the refi boom. And, Adam on our team was the same way. So, he was like... He's like, wait, you actually have to work for a loan? This is wild, right? He started during the refi boom.
Well, when you guys started, when you, I should say, announced that you were starting to your friends' family, what was the kind of the feedback you were getting from them?
Well, for me, I had studied for that test. I locked myself in a room for 3 months to study for that test. So everybody was rooting for me. I posted my little picture. I had passed on the first try, and I had a lot of support.
Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah, and to me, I was coming out of college. So it just seemed kind of natural of, hey, this is what he's going to try out. It might work, it might not. But at least he's hopping into something, So to them, they didn't really second guess it much at all.
Yeah. So if you could go back in time, and I'll start with you, Connor. If you can go back in time to your first day as a loan officer, right? So everything you know right now, your experiences right now, go back to day one. What is one thing that you would do or change?
I'm taking notes.
Yeah. I would just say is make the calls. You can never call enough people. When I first got into business, I called 40 people a day consistently. And my goal was just to get their email address, and then that way I could blow them up via email. And I would tell people that. Like, hey, if I get your email address, you're in trouble. I don't need to meet you. You know, I don't need to meet you in person or anything. Once I have your email address, I'll get in front of you one way or another.
That was the same strategy you took to finding a prom date too, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Just kept emailing them.
It works out good. Look at
You're
that. What
bound
we
to
do in
get
high
one.
school builds us for the rest of our life.
Yeah, you're bound to
Perfect.
get one.
That's good. Yeah. So it's making the calls.
Yeah, I would strictly say make the calls. If you make enough calls, you're going to connect with enough people who know who you are, they know what you're doing, and it's just law of attraction at that point.
Can you tell me, like, all right, take me through, like, what the call is, though, right? Like, what are you just introducing yourself? Are you offering a thing of value? What is it?
Yeah, my call is very simple. It's just, hey, this is Connor Beckman. I'm with Taylor Made Home Loans of Alcova Mortgage. You may not know me already, but if not, you're definitely going to. I just want to reach out, let you know that I want to send you over some information over via email, just in case you ever have a buyer who might need to utilize our service, or you're on the listing side and you ever receive an offer from us. At least you know who we are and you feel comfortable accepting that offer. We also rolled out some things like a 5-year rate pledge, closing assurance, and guarantee closing dates. You know, we don't get creative with it, but let me just send this over to you. Take a look when you get a chance, and I'll check back in with you next week to see if you have any questions.
How many?
Chills.
Oh, wait, I was going to say, how many do not call me agains did you get?
Honestly, not many.
Yeah.
Because it gives them an out of the call. At
Yeah.
that point, they can give you their email address, and they're happy to get off the phone call.
True.
So it's a very easy conversation for them. I'm not asking them, hey, look at your schedule. When can we meet? I can do that later. Just let me get their email address, so at least I know I have one form of staying in front of them for the next however many times.
Okay. What about you, Tilly?
I would say I would probably be just as delusional as I was when I first was hired the first day. I came into the office and I told everybody, I said, look, I'm not about to get business from realtors. I'm going to get my own business. I'm going to market myself. I'll put myself out there. And everybody in the branch looked at me like I was crazy. But that was really my strategy to get started, was using that network that I had of my own people. I had a loan and an application in the first 2 weeks of getting my license. So I was marketing to my own community. I was posting about mortgage information before I could post about closings. And then after that, I was just taking pictures of closings. I get the deal done. I ain't about to keep talking to y'all. So I get the deal done. I'm going to post my pictures on closing day, and just marketing myself snowballed into previous clients marketing for me, realtors doing the marketing for me. So I don't have to have as much of a social media presence as I had when I first started, because they do the promotions for me.
You got the wheels spinning over there.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so you start on the more your immediate sphere of influence of people, and then it just kind of domino effect from there.
Exactly. I did no cold calling. We're like polar opposites here, because I didn't pick up the phone to call anybody. I didn't take anybody to lunch. I'm just doing my job, and I'm doing it well, and that's how I continually get business and referrals from realtors. I do what others won't do or can't do.
I love it. Okay. Wow. And I forgot to mention, the reason why the old dudes went in the back was because I feel like that there's going to be a very similar theme here, and I didn't want their answers to be influenced by their answers. So it's crazy, because now we're seeing there's 2 different ways that you guys approach your business, and still getting great results.
We also know the wording is backwards.
Oh, yes, I was supposed to explain that. Yes, yes, it is. Yeah, sorry, Brittany, that is my fault. Yeah, Brittany said I was supposed to tell you guys that's on purpose for the stream. That way it gets the right way. Sorry, I did forget that, yes. Yep, my bad. I won't say the second part, that's fine. Okay, so so we go back in time. If you guys, I'll start with you, Tylee, because it kind of plays off yours. All right, if you're a brand new loan officer today, and you had $500 to spend to help your business, what are you doing? What are you spending it on? I mean, you just said you're not taking anybody out to lunch. So.
Honestly, I'm
never visiting her branch
y'all,
ever.
Please don't think I'm selfish, but I was going to spend it on me, on my mental health, going on a self-care date, because at this point in my life, I have so many loans and so many crazy things that happen that if I don't take care of myself, somebody's going to suffer in the end. So I'm going to go to the spa, get my nails done, get my hair done or something for me.
In my head right now, I'm picturing us, like just us three.
Yeah.
And we're in a spa, right? And
So
Tyler,
Yes.
and Tyler's like, you guys enjoying this? And Aaron's just like,
Yes.
yes. And I'm just like, what the hell are we doing? Like, I get out of here.
Yes, a facial, a massage,
great
all
idea.
of that.
Right.
That $500 will be well spent. Now,
Okay.
my
Self-
first day, I'm over here like, first day, I don't even know what I would have done with $500. I probably would have kept it because them checks don't be coming in the beginning.
Self-wellness.
Got it.
Good spa days.
Put in parentheses, spa.
Spa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's a, wow. Okay.
That's actually
so
no.
many
That
things
goes
here.
that goes a long way though too. I mean, when you say that jokingly, but no, you're absolutely right. If your mental health is not in the game, then you can fall off the wagon so easy and just like get defeated.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to have that, that.
And one thing I heard, I always butcher his name. Is it Sean Bonosian, who's the #1 loan officer in the universe? He originates more just by himself than a majority of mortgage companies. And I heard him talk, and he just started like becoming public facing and doing speaking engagements and stuff. And he said that he realized what changed his complete business was that he has to take care of himself and train like he is a professional, not a professional athlete. He's not, putting that much work in, but he has to take care of himself, his body, his mental health, because if he's not at his best, he can't perform at his best. And that's when it's, so I mean, it plays into it, but I did not expect that answer at all.
That was a great answer.
That was a great
Aaron's like, yeah, okay, all right. that's
So I
gonna
have
help
this
grow
new
my business.
BP that needs to treat his employees well.
Yeah, wow. All right, so Connor, tell me, because I feel like you're not going to go to the spa.
No.
Would you though?
Oh, I would.
You would? Okay.
I would,
Yeah.
100%.
No, I'd never go with you, but go ahead.
Definitely not when I'm doing $500, but I would. No, all jokes aside, I'm a big, just personal servant type of person. I think if you show up to someone as just a call to action of, hey, I'm here, I want to support you, whatever it may be, that goes a really long way with realtors. There's not enough lenders doing that.
Yeah.
So I would honestly probably spend $200 going to Office Depot and printing out a ton of flyers, as many as I could. Then I'd probably spend the other $300 going to like Publix, Lowe's Food Lion.
Hold on, did you say Office Depot?
Yeah.
Are they still in business?
They
Yeah.
shut down where we at.
Oh, they got them all over South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
Anyway,
that was like
okay.
2001.
Staples, wherever you guys go up north.
Take out my beeper.
Where do you guys go?
Dunder Mifflin.
Staples. Yeah, Staples. Yeah.
They're owned by the same people.
Oh, okay, let's not get.
Okay.
There we
Anyway,
go. All right.
no, I'd print out the flyers, and then I would go to like Publix, Lowe's Foods, somewhere, just a grocery store, and buy $10 cookie platters, and just start going to open houses. I used to do that from day one. I'd pick up 3 platters on Saturday, 3 platters on Sunday. I would order them a week in advance, so it forced me to go pick them up and drop them off. And then I would just go to the open house. Hey, I'm Connor Beckman. Here's my information. Hope you have a good open house. I'll check back in with you next week, but if you ever need anything, let us know. If you happen to find a buyer today, I'll pay for their appraisal or reimburse it at the time of closing. Something to just kind of sweeten the pot, but also let them know I'm not here just for your business. I'm willing to come out and support you. I'm willing to step out on the weekends and work as well. To show them, hey, look, we're willing to be here for you in all aspects.
Yeah.
And I feel like that goes a long way.
Was it one of those? Is it kind of like your initial phone call? If you would do that, like, would you just stop by their open houses, like stay the whole time, or just stop by, drop it off, quick chat, leave?
Stop by, drop it off, and leave.
All right.
Don't tell them I'm coming. Just walk in. Hey, here you go at the start of it. Talk to them for 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes you walk in, they have people. And it's, hey, great, here you go. I'm leaving my stuff. I'm back out the door right away, just because you don't want to take away from those clients. But if they don't have anyone, try to talk to them if they're open to it. But yeah, definitely don't tell them they're coming. Pop in, talk to them a little bit, on to the next one.
Nice.
And that way you can just hit as many as you can, because you'll see there will be some that start at 10, some that start at 11, some that start at 12. So you can kind of scatter them throughout the morning as well.
Perfect.
Fun
All right.
stuff.
Well, so okay, this is this one's a little unscripted. Well, no, we'll go with it. I have one unscripted question we're gonna get to here, but first the other, because I did. Okay, I did
Scripted,
give them
Jesus.
the questions that we were gonna ask, right? So we can come up with some good answers. But so where are we going with this one? Oh, what was your aha moment? Like the moment you realize what the work you've been putting in, the way you've been approaching your mindset has finally clicked, and this is the way I'm going to mold and shape my business.
Yeah,
Connor, go.
ahead and- Okay.
Got it.
Either one.
Honestly, at the end of 2022, when I was about 6 months in, I called Taylor Croy and said, hey, I got a job offer from another company for $70,000 a year, salary employee. Completely different industry. Like, I'm not making that right now. Should I take it? And he said, like, if you need to take it, that's a different story. If you don't need to take it, give it 6 more months, and we'll see what happens then. Like I truly think you're getting the ball rolling. And the aha moment is probably that next 6 months when I made pretty much what the same job offer was. And so it's like, wow, thank God I did not take that, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't self-doubt. It was looking for that safety net at first. But having someone who can look at you and tell you, hey, you're there. Just give it 6 more months and all this is going to fall into place. And see that actually happen, that's definitely the aha moment for me.
Nice. Wow.
I would say the aha moment for me was when, within 12 months or so, I had done 5 loans for 5 family members, people in the same family. So at that point, I didn't necessarily know if I was going to be like a top producer per se, but I knew I was making a difference in my community and in my network of people because my name was spreading not by my promotion or a realtor's promotion, but my clients' experience with me was so good that they went on to tell their family members and their friends. And then at that point, they don't really shop you when you've done so well for their other family members and they know you've taken great care of them and treated them well and helped them get in their house. You don't really have to do so much back and forth with your deals at that point.
Okay.
That's great. I mean, personally had a very similar aha moment when the fulfillment of getting those, your friends, family in the house, fulfilling that dream means more than just that paycheck. Don't get me wrong, paycheck is great, but just that feeling is a lot better than too.
Yeah.
So I completely empathize with that aha moment.
All right, enough with the heartwarming stuff. Whatever, guys. But no, okay. But seriously, it is. I like, so my grandma's statement that I have that I put on all like my social media pages is like, I get to help people achieve their home ownership dream, and then they get to help me achieve mine. Not my home ownership dream, but they get to help me achieve my dreams, right? So that's what's so cool about this industry. But let's kind of end it on, and we're not ending, we got a couple more minutes here, but you guys, I did not ask you this question. Where do you think, and if you could keep it in like just one idea, right? You don't have to elaborate, but where do you think that most loan officers fail? Because in this industry, we have a crazy high failure rate. Right? I don't know the statistics, but I know it's incredibly high of how many new loan officers fail. So there may be somebody listening, there may be somebody sitting out there listening that is struggling right now. But so where do you guys think is that spot that they fail, or what their action is, or what it may be that they fail at?
I would say communication. A lot of loan officers don't communicate well, especially when things are not going well. You have to be able to communicate not only when things are going well, but also when things are hitting the fan, and you'll be like, Lord have mercy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this thing done. And you still have to be willing to communicate to all parties and still work very hard through that. And a lot of people tense up when you get into those tough moments. Like, you talk to anybody when everything's going good, but when it's bad, that's when the lenders disappear. That's when you can't get a response from Rocket Mortgage. That's when nobody is around at that point.
No names, please.
No names.
No, I'm just kidding. You can talk. I'm all my
Name drop.
No, yeah, okay. No, that's yeah, communication's always key for it's always tough delivering bad news, right? We talk about that in the office and about coaching new loan officers, like, that you get out in front of it before it becomes a major issue, right? We don't want surprises. But I agree. I feel like new loan officers are afraid of their phone to communicate. And even like experienced loan officers, I'm guilty of it as well, where I get so overwhelmed and busy that I just don't communicate like I need to. And then getting back on that train. So I like that. I like that
Can
answer.
you recall like the first like big blow up or big issue that you had to take on directly?
This week, or I don't know. I always have
the one
something.
the one that sticks to your mind.
There's so many, and I
It
tell him,
really is.
and I tell him this, like the only, because he'll get like, something happens and on a file, and he's like, why did we not know that? I'm like, the only way in this industry to realize that the stove is hot is unfortunately grabbing the stove and realizing
Yeah.
it's hot, right? You just get like, I don't know, I didn't know that we needed an FHA appraisal on a second home, and if you're moving and you have another FHA, I did like. Sorry, I haven't had that issue before, and yeah, it happened, right?
Until it happens.
I actually knew that, but we're gonna throw Sarah under the bus. She didn't know that. So I was just dealing with that this week. But yeah, so there's so many of them, like,
Yeah.
for sure.
I have
But-
stories for days. I feel so sorry for every VP of sale that
Yeah.
I've worked with because I just worry them
Yeah.
to death.
We
Absolutely.
we did a podcast when Sarah started, so our new loan officer, so she's not here with us, but she's just in Arizona. I don't know why I said it like that. She's not here with us
but
anymore.
not with us.
Yeah, but yeah, and we talked about some of our horror stories because there's so many. That's not our fault. They're never our fault ever, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
never
no,
our
they're never
fault.
our fault. Absolutely. So, all right, Connor. So, what's the one thing you think that new loan officers fail at?
Yeah, no, I would definitely say communication is a huge part of it. I mean, if you communicate efficiently and effectively, it's pretty hard to fail. But also, a big part of that, I always tell people hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So if you just put in the effort and you work, it's pretty hard for someone else to outwork you as well.
Yeah.
I think I just found my new
So I tell people
tattoo.
that all the time.
Oh yeah, put it.
Is that Shakespeare? Is that Shakespeare?
Yeah,
That was
he wrote
Shakespeare.
He wrote it last night.
Michael Scott.
No, but like me and Mason Davies always tell each other, like someone can have a lower rate, they can have a different loan program, they can have more people on their team, they can have more volume or whatever, but they're not going to outwork us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not a question at all. Like we will outwork anyone.
Which I'm excited, and that is the theme. And then obviously, I'm going to talk about it at the end of the podcast once we have the old geezers out. That's what OG stands for, right?
Correct.
That's what we're going to call them the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, that it's work. That putting in the work. That's all it is. That when it boils down to, and we get in this mindset, we make promises to ourselves, right? Every single one of us, every loan officer, we wake up every day, or we start this journey, and we make promises to ourselves. And then we break those promises. The number one person on the planet that we break promises to is ourselves. And the
100%.
second that you do that, your confidence just plummets. And then what happens is we lash out and we blame everything else but the real root of the problem, that I broke the promise to myself to get out there and work. Right. And
100%.
so then we fall back in, we slump, and we get, borderline depression where we don't want to go out and perform. And it's easier to blame external factors rather than looking inward. And I say every every single loan officer that I've ever talked to, and they say their pipeline is drying up and I'm not sure what to do. And I'm like, did you actually work 30 hours this week? Did you honestly work 30 to 40 hours this week? Because
30
the
to
answer,
40, Jesus.
That's more than that.
no, I'm saying,
Right.
no. But
That's
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that did you honestly log 30 to 40 hours where you were selling 20 hours guaranteed nonstop? And when you start plotting out your day and keeping track of your time, because even that was one of the big shifts for me, realizing like, oh yeah, no, I spent an hour and a half just wasting time doing, I don't even know what I was doing, and I'm not structuring my week properly. And that's it. It's just doing the work and putting it in.
100%.
All right.
Where cards are in, get out of it what you put into it.
Would you just go to work?
I am right now.
Whatever, dude. No, so okay, that was cool. So what we like to do, the whole point of the podcast, we bring people on that don't have that stereotypical 9-to-5 job. And people that we claim made it, right? We had Mike Cornegie on the podcast, so that I don't know. Well, no, I'm just. Can he? Oh, there he is. I was making. I thought he was in the back room. So, and also when we have real estate agents join the show too, we want to see the person behind the real estate agent or behind you guys. So this part's gonna be a little bit fun. So we want to get a little personal. All right.
hear it.
What's your social security number?
279.
I'm pulling credit. All you guys stand down. That's fine. Gosh,
I
back
have a
off.
freeze on my credit, so try it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we all have those. clients.
279-0674-68.
Okay, wait, this is all over the place. This is live. 867-5309. So, you get one meal, your last meal.
Okay.
What's it going to be? What is it? And you can have anything. What is-
Anything.
anything, yeah, what is it? Tell all these people, everybody, what is it?
A slice of pizza and chicken parm.
That's it?
That's it.
Not even from like a specific area. Aaron writing that down. So, okay. Yeah, that's okay.
That's it.
That's it? From any
it.
specific
Wow,
place?
that's
Really?
Anywhere.
Okay, that's it. Tyler,
Okay.
yeah, give it.
So for me, like,
really quick
I don't
answer.
think about the whole meal. I more so think about my grandma's corn pudding. Like, that feels like
See?
home. So corn pudding, some cornbread, some mac and cheese, some stuff like that. Like a Thanksgiving
I was about
platter,
to
but
say.
then add the corn pudding on the side. But yeah,
I feel like I'm, like,
that's
tasting
an
it right now,
ideal-
yeah.
Yes, that's an ideal meal
Yeah.
right there.
we just came back from lunch, bub. We're ready to go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna have to
wow.
request cornbread. Like, let
next
me
power
plan
up.
the meal
Next
next
power
power
up, I
up.
would
All
say.
right.
All right.
There you
Can we
go.
get on
Okay.
the
Yeah.
plan the meal?
Have me on the committee.
Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. What's like a book? What's your favorite book? You read?
No.
No.
I don't have time to read.
Yeah, no.
Well, okay. Do you,
No.
well, no. This actually kind of goes back. Like any external motivation, like podcasts that you guys watch or that you read or anything that comes to mind. Do you use what motivates you? Is there anything that motivates you to just get up and get the job done?
getting people into their houses. I mean, that's
Just
enough
okay.
motivation.
But like
for
no
me.
particular like anybody that you watch besides us, of course.
Right.
But anyone like that motivates you or plans out anything like that.
No,
You
I
just have
don't
to-
even have time to watch people.
Everyone's different. You just have to figure out what motivates you personally. Like some people here are like, I know one person, it's his kids. Me personally, it's traveling. Like when I get back from a vacation, I'm never more locked in than that first day back in the office.
Because you have
Like-
to be.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be. So for me, it's traveling. Like for her, it might truly be helping those 5 family members get into a house.
Yeah.
For me, when I look at just overall motivation, though, I'm not a big book person. We're all just kind of like Facebook Reels, TikTok, stuff like that. But anyone in real estate, like Ryan Serhant, for example, talking about him growing his brand, he's a good option. Joe Rogan, watching his podcast from time to time, he has good people on there. But it's not one niche market or one niche person per se.
Wonderful.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do to unwind?
Favorite thing to
Unwind.
unwind?
Yeah.
Work or sleep.
That's not just gosh.
I mean, I hate to be that way, but honestly, that's about it
Yeah,
right now.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. There's nothing.
Travel.
Travel. Okay.
Travel.
All right.
Work, sleep,
Well,
and
we just
travel.
talked about like taking care of your mental health. So if you have to have a mental health day, I get you're young, but you're gonna. What would it be? Golf?
Golf, yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out with our group. Like, nothing's more fun than taking a weekend to Holden Beach with the guys or taking a trip up to the Gamecock game or whatever for a weekend. Something like that, but it's truly typically just the people I'm around versus what I'm actually doing.
I feel like Taylor Croy gave you some money to like script this here or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Extra 5 bips on all loans. Thank you.
Wow. Taylor, where is he at? Okay. All right. What about you?
Well, when
Spa
I'm
day.
not at the spa,
Yeah.
I like to spend time with my family. I think that gives all of that energy back to you whenever I travel to Richmond or Virginia Beach or wherever to see my family. That gives me everything I need to unwind and to be back energized to keep going, with work and things of that nature.
All right. All right. Cool. Well, one last thing, and then we'll get the. They're not out here yet. The old guys, the old geezers. Yeah. I'm kind of afraid to call them that now that we're so close to them being out
Russell's-
here. But Aaron said it. Aaron said it. What does it take to be great?
We starting with me?
Yeah. Anybody. Yeah.
I would say it definitely takes sacrifice. In the beginning, it takes financial sacrifice because, like I said, when you're waiting for them checks to come in, it's a little struggle at that point. But also, you also have to sacrifice time with your spouse, with your children, with your family, because you have to work a lot, especially in the beginning as a newcomer. When you're trying to come up, you have to prove yourself a lot, and that takes working all of those after hours, working at times when nobody else is working, and that you sacrifice a lot of personal time because of it. But I'll say now, you get a little more freedom. It eases up a little bit when you have worked so hard. But in the beginning, it's a lot of not me time. It's me focused on my client.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say sacrifice as well. I mean, I was going to say just putting in the work and working hard, but sacrifice is a better way to put it because you do have to sacrifice the time, the money, all aspects. But I think you have to be able to control it as well. I mean, if you want to be great, there's kind of that balance where if you want to be great in the mortgage business, you might not be a great father or a great husband or a great son or whoever it is. So you have to be able to balance that aspect as well. So it's making those sacrifices while controlling it and being able to manage all of that.
Yeah, we have so many energy chips that we can spend in one day. And it's how we
100%.
can how we
Choose
balance it.
your
Heart. Choose your heart. That's right. On our merch shop, by the way. Yeah, choose your heart. So no, that was great. You guys are crushing it. You guys don't write $100,000 USDA loans like the rest of us
Yes,
up
we do.
here, but well, we will. But no,
We
yeah, I'm
write
just-
$100,000 condo tel loans.
yeah,
That's worse.
Not, punt those. Yeah, that sounds awful. But no, I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing great, and it's great insight. And I feel like that, when we bring out the guys that have been the seasoned veterans, and they're, I would say, no offense, but like those would be like the elite, right? The people
Yeah.
that in the upper 1%, the people that we not idolize but look up to,
Role models.
and absolutely role models. And I feel like it's going to be a very similar conversation, from them and what they have. And one thing I would say for if you're a new loan officer, if you've been in the business for a year or two, and it's so great to say it's sacrifice, and it is putting in the hard work. You get to a point in your career as a loan officer that you're able to spend energy chips on personal stuff because you have a well-oiled system, you have a great team, you have a great company you're working for, the system is there. in the beginning, yes, that's why I love the word sacrifice. That was actually really good. Perfect.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, I'll have you
Thanks so
back on
much
for
for
the
coming.
questions at
We'll
the
give
end.
it up for him. Absolutely.
You can take this water with us?
You guys want to go? You guys want to go that way?
I took a sip out of mine, so.
You guys want to go that way? And it's the OGs now coming up next. Could you guys hear us back there? Yeah, no, it wasn't at you guys. Don't worry. Now, yeah, if you guys want to come around this way and do it, yeah, just watch your step. Watch your step. What do we call you guys? Yeah, see what I mean? And it was the young gun that we had to look out for, ladies.
Get going. Don't care about watching the step.
He must have got a loan clear to close. Welcome back, Russ. So we did mention that. We did mention that we Connor was technically the first repeat client repeat client. Oh my goodness, repeat guest on the podcast. But technically you were as well.
Second place.
Second place. Yeah, here, move that mic closer to you. Yeah, get comfortable and have the mic close to you. So we always say the one thing we always say is balling on a budget too. So yeah, mics don't pick up that great. So anyway, well, thanks for joining. It's so nice to meet you. I literally just met you. We've done some Zoom calls, yeah. So are you guys excited? Have you ever done a podcast before? Number one. Yeah.
Last year or last Power Up.
Last Power
that
Up.
was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, you loved it, right? So again, they were great. I have threatened everybody that we are from Cleveland, so we will cut you off. We'll be aggressive. I had to stop blabbing because that's one thing I learned about coming to Virginia. You guys love to talk. It's wild. So, but we have some. We're excited to have it, and I don't know if you heard the intro where we said, Aaron just became like full-time loan officer this year, so he, is very relatable.
This is all for
to-
my benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
you take good
listen to
notes.
you
You
guys.
take a lot of notes, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of where the idea came from because we did that podcast outside, Last Power Up, and Aaron's sitting there taking notes the whole time, and I was like, you know what, maybe there's some good, and he implemented a lot of it in his business, when we went back home. So I'm excited to hear where you guys are, your process, your day, and anything that we can give back to an experienced loan officer, a brand new loan officer, and that's the whole mindset for today. All right, you guys excited?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We'll.
We just got finished talking about snow skiing and fishing. So,
You serious?
yeah, so this can't be boring.
Is it true you can't bring a banana on a fishing boat?
Why?
Ask Carnegie.
That was. Is that real?
I never heard of that. Probably because I'm not a fisherman, though.
Why do they? Okay, all right. Well, don't worry. Look at us. Do we eat bananas? Like, not a
let's
chance,
see.
right?
This is where we need an intern.
That is the other word we always say. So, yeah, we always need an intern. But yeah. So if we can go back, I'll start with you, Russ. If we can go back in time to your first day as a loan officer, what is just one? And you're going to tell yourself one thing. What would it be?
The one thing I would say is structure your day and start very early before the noise, before anybody's up, and because if you wait till the day 9 o'clock and hey, let's roll in and get started, the calls are happening, emails are blowing you up, all that kind of stuff. There's busyness around the office, and so starting the day, and it could be 5 or 6 in the morning, but it's quiet, and I call it leisurely working. And drinking a coffee, just no one to talk to. Occasionally talk to someone that I know is up that early, and get things done. I had one of my favorite underwriter ever just passed away this year. I could call him at 5:30 in the morning while he's listening to his 70s rock, and get the best answers ever. And but that's what I would do. Start your day early, and so that when you are 9 o'clock or something, people have already got an email, and you're following up to talk about that, whatever good idea you sent to them, and just you'll be a whole lot more productive than always behind all day.
All right. What about you, Scott?
I kind of follow that. I call it a things to do list. Which actually really kind of starts the night before. So you have a vision of what your day is going to be, as we all start off every morning. You look at your day and you can see that it's going to happen, but by 2 hours later, it's gotten 4 times as busy. So if you can get something that keeps you in focus to be able to check marks off, you know when your day's beginning, starts at number 1, and when your day ends, ends with the last box being checked.
Is that like a tangible thing that you have? Like you
A
write
piece
them
of
down?
paper that you write down as you go. And, I used to do, I don't do it now, I do it in just one sheet, but used to have two pieces of paper, and one of them was my things to do, and the next one next to it was the things to do for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because what's going to be determined and done today is going to dictate what you need to get accomplished tomorrow.
That's awesome.
All right, what about this? Let's take it in a little different direction. And I did not send you guys this one either, so good luck. But
Scott goes first.
all right, you had to get a loan. You needed a paycheck in 45 days. And had to get one today. What are you going to do? Go ahead, Scott.
I depend on past clients
Yeah.
is my deal. I mean, if anybody who's ever used me in business knows what I'm capable of doing. Unlike going to a real estate agent, I mean, I'm not a real estate agent guy. I mean, they are looking for a check.
Sure.
So their focus is not mine. My focus is to help my client to achieve what they're wanting, to give them something that they didn't have before. Most of my clients leave the deal being educated, being confident, being made that they feel like they're special, because they are. It's not just about, well, and what the other part of it is I don't look for the paycheck.
Yeah.
I look for the compliment. If I'm getting compliments, I'm getting a paycheck.
Okay.
If I'm getting a call back, I'm getting a paycheck.
Yep.
If I do what I do and do it right, money will come.
Yeah, people seem to forget about their past clients, their database, right?
That's all I do.
Yeah.
Well, given that past client database, like, I'm sure it's not all like, hey, do you need a refi or anything like that? Are you like calling to check up on their house, their
Hey, how
life?
are your kids?
Yeah.
How did you
Making
like your house?
conversation.
Yeah, making conversation. People want to be made that you give, let's correct that word, that they feel special, that
Listen,
you,
Michael.
that you're part of a family. That I think educating them too is essential. I'm giving them something that's tangible for them that they're always going to have. So the next time they think of a mortgage, they're going to think of me. They're not going to think that they bought a house. They're going to go, oh, that guy who taught me how to do this. When the person they're trying to get a loan from that has a better interest rate maybe than I do is only speaking rate. They're not giving them that this is why we do things, and this is why you can't be there, this is why you can be there. I'm an open book. If they want to know how much money I'm making, I show them. I mean,
Oh, that's
we're not
wild.
we're not stupid.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they know that I'm doing this for a living, and I tell them,
Sure.
I'm doing this for a living. That's why I'm good.
Does that question
and
come
that's
up
why
a
you need
lot?
to use me. Oh, all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, you break down like the Rocket Mortgages of the world, well, how can they offer this and you're offering that? When I was like, well, it's a call center of people, you're getting me. I'm the only person that's going to talk to you.
That's when you get the question on the flip side of it, like, why are
Yeah.
they so expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like anything. You say, well, if you give me $400,000, you're going to buy a $400,000 house. How are you going to invest the $400,000? Are
Yeah.
you going to go down to the guy on the corner, or are you going to call someone who's reputable and someone who can make something for you, someone
Sure.
you can trust? So you got to build that trust factor with them. Once they trust you and you educate them and give them something, they're going to follow what you do.
Yeah,
And as long as you're doing it for the right reason.
We've talked about this a lot on a ton of episodes of the podcast where this, for me, it was getting out of that transactional mindset, moving over to that relationship driven, right? And when you change your business out of transactional, it's, you have the results you're looking for where people are going to trust you, like you, refer you, as opposed to when you're transactional, like, the other,
Sure.
Everybody's really mentioning Rocket over here. That's unbelievable. But yeah, hey, as long as the Cavs don't have LeBron anymore, so I don't understand why their rates are so high. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they have fees. But no, so when you move from transactional to relationship driven, I feel like that's when, talking to your past client database, or they're going to refer their mom, their sister, their aunts, their uncles, and it just makes that conversation.
Well, and I figured
easier.
I remember them too. So they don't become just a number.
Yeah.
So when they do call me, I can remember something about them if we start sharing those things.
Must be nice not to have ADHD. That's great. Yeah, I think people remember that's crazy. But anyway, yeah. All right. What about you, Russ?
All right, so I need to get a loan quick, right?
Yep. Got to get it
All
quick.
right. So I'm gonna think of the most outside the box thing that I got going on right then. Maybe it's something we just closed or an idea or something like that. Usually what I'm gonna do is I'm going to First thing, not this early, I'm going to text a short video of something I did. Say a really cool beach property. If I need to get one loan, I want it to be big. That would be cool. So I'm going to send
That's a
over.
good point, actually.
Here's how you can finance this beach property. Have it on the whiteboard, all the numbers and everything. Great rate, great return of investment. And hey, there's no tax returns and all this kind of stuff. All the red tape is gone. You don't need rental history. Here's the market rent. Got a good appraiser that will help, that will understand that in certain areas. And then after I've sent that, if they haven't texted me right back, then I'm going to call. And hey, what you thinking about that video? And I'm going to tell you how are things going for you right now. Nah, it's a little slow. Take this and go out to your database. Do you have investors? I'm sure you do. You've had somebody you've talked to in the last couple of years that's trying to buy a beach property. And a lot of people that buy, say, a $1.5 million, $2 million, $3 million property, they obviously should have assets, but maybe their tax returns, they should have a smart CPA, and they're going to beat them up. And so you talk about that stuff, and you get them out of the negative mindset about it's slow, and give them an idea. Hey, Charlie has been talking to me about this, and he's been stuck. And that's, I call it fishing. My team knows, today I'm fishing. And and a friend of mine says, you don't say fishing, you say I'm catching. So I'm going out catching.
You're texting that video to your agents that you work with.
Agents, real estate investors. I have a list of real estate
Okay.
investors too, and I can send out a blast thing to them all at one time. And I've been trying to do that once a week, and it's always, don't talk rates and terms and payment and all that junk. Talk about something outside the box that no one else is talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And get
Yeah.
their mind to go, oh, shoot. And I do a VA a lot. That's my favorite.
So are you replacing calls with videos?
It saves me time.
Right.
And I don't email so much because a lot of people don't read the emails.
Not a chance.
But I can text, and I try to make it interesting, but text and then follow up. It's a good lead into a call, but a lot of times they're responding back to me quick enough on it. So
Yeah.
That Mortgage Jedi stuff is brilliant that you post. I love watching those videos.
Yeah.
I like to entertain myself sometimes.
Well, there you go. And you also brand yourself, so which we talk about. We did a whole podcast on that about branding versus marketing and how easy it. Well, hello. Yeah. It's backwards on the screen, but yeah. So we can go talk about that forever. We're not going to do that. Focus. Here we go. So, but okay. So are you making less calls though? That's what I wanted to follow up with. Are you making less calls than you used to? Maybe as opposed to 2 years ago, or maybe before you
More.
were doing
No, I
content?
make more.
You're making more calls alongside the videos.
Yeah, yes. I would say so.
Are more people reaching out to you because of the videos that you're creating and sending?
Okay, at my stage in social media, I'm not getting a ton of people just reaching out from my social media and going, oh my gosh, I need a mortgage.
Right,
I'm
which
not
is
getting that.
the wrong mindset,
I
but
use
yeah.
it right now as a library.
Absolutely.
So I'm talking to Scott right now, and we're talking about whatever, and he's got this good question. I say, yep, here's the answer. And by the way, I'll send you a quick video, and I know where it's at in my library of stuff. And by the way, and then follow me on there and check out all the other videos. Several of y'all loan officers have heard me say that, today. But I get get them the answer, give it to them so they can listen to it again, and then, look into the other stuff.
Yeah.
And educate and again, outside the box stuff, or you're gonna sound like everybody else.
Yeah, well, we talked about that in the workshop that I had yesterday, where it's like we have to have our mindset in the right spot when it comes to content. Because if you're making a video, if you're making, and doing a podcast or whatever it may be, a social media post, and you're trying to get people to reach out to you, it's not going to happen. But the thing where I think that I've seen with you, like I love that you said that, like it's almost like a library where like videos have made my process easier on my side and my client's side, right? Where I can then send a video out to them that I have stored in my YouTube playlist of, why this initial closing disclosure is not balanced yet, or what clear to close actually means, or, this is what your pre-approval letter, or, why we're asking for this, as opposed to, me having to pick up the phone because we may be busy or whatever, but people are able to consume it. So it's interesting because, I feel like I was always on the phone dialing out. And then now at this part of my career where I'm, creating content, opening up more conversations, they're reaching out to me, either referral partners or past clients, right? It's just the phone's ringing as opposed to me making the phone ring. So it's interesting that, yeah, you're making more calls.
And the more you can stay in that zone is important. And so I try to live in that area as much as I can.
Yeah.
So because that's my job, bringing the business. And that's what I have my team for, is to do all the rest.
Right, making the phone ring. So, all right, well, that's we talked about with the young guns. We talked about it. It all boils down to work, putting in the hours, putting in the work. Give me, when you guys were first in the industry as opposed to now, are you working more now, more hours now, or are you working less hours?
More.
Are you? Okay.
When I started off, they gave me a pager, and I was like, I don't want anybody to page me.
Because you
And
guys have the internet then, or no? When you first started?
there were no credit scores.
There's no
So you,
delivered docs on our dinosaurs.
weren't you saying also you did thermal? Someone was talking to me that was old enough. Who? Well, Rob, I think it was Robert. Someone was talking, several probably, and you had you go to a little keyboard that's out in another room, and you type in the bar's name and all stuff, and a thermal paper thing comes out, and then you got to cut it, put it on the copier, and then you mark all the 30-day lates and the 60-day lates. That's the way we used to do it.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
But back then, I was personally more of an order taker in the beginning. Because my company advertised, put things in the newspaper and all that stuff like that, and then I started a company, stopped doing that, and then I'm just going to do it myself. That's the best way to do it, and so that was a little bit of a mind change there.
So what about now? So how many hours a week are you selling money-making activities?
Very few.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
It must be
I
nice to
work-
be Scott, right? That's what
I
everybody's
work
sitting
way
there thinking.
less now than I ever have.
That's
Yeah,
true.
efficiency. You learn your scale. You learn your market. I'm not for everybody.
How long have you been in the industry?
24 years.
Okay.
But I've known now that maybe there's a certain buyer that's going to use me, or a certain refinance person that's going to use me, and I'm not going to fit everybody. And I set the expectation with my client from day one of what's going to occur, and they can choose at that point that we're not going to be a good fit, or I can choose at that point that we're not going to be a good
Oh,
fit.
I like that.
So-
So my efficiency is strong. I
work
mean, the
with you.
loans
I
that I
want
work
everybody.
on are generally going to close because there's a connection that I have with my client, which creates it easier down the road for the people that I market to at a later date, because the people that I'm marketing with are people that already sell me.
Has it always been like that, or was there like
Well,
a?
that was my
Freaking
exact
No, it's
question.
taken a long time.
So when did it transition?
Yeah.
Or was there a point? Do you remember like a
Yeah,
moment?
there was a point. When I first started in the business, like maybe some of us I was in BC marketing, BC mortgages. That's how you
We both started that way.
started, because
BC
they're
mortgages.
Oh, they probably don't know what that is.
accredited.
Bag.
I
Oh,
like
gotcha.
to call it.
Okay. I was like 2000
company?
BC. I thought you said 24 years, dude.
So it was your A credit, your B credit, your C credit.
I
So
gotcha.
What we
All right.
had were bank statement
Okay.
and Nina's and, CISA loans, and, that's how you started in the business. You got hired because you could breathe. And hopefully one of your parents needed a mortgage or your cousin needed a mortgage, and then they would fire you a month later.
Yeah.
And that's literally kind of what the business was. And there was no licensing, no regulation. I mean, I tell this story jokingly, but the very first day at the mortgage company I worked for, they taught me how to make a W-2 and a paycheck stub on a WordPerfect program. It was day one, before they even told me what a mortgage was. They were like, let me show you how to do this. This is how you make everything work.
bearded
Just-
thing.
hey, I got a
don't
disclaimer
think that
here.
works
What's
very
the
well.
statute of limitations where someone can come back
Yeah,
and
so I
get you?
mean, we are not showing up to court for this, dude. I am not doing
take
it.
that
Not
off
a
the air.
chance.
I did not last very long with that company.
Yeah.
At all. And it's funny because that guy's in jail right now, actually.
You didn't even let me gamble, and I bet I would have bet on that. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Scott, I want to go back to something that you said before about, that you're working with the clients, you're picking the clients that, you're not a right fit for everybody. So like right now, for me personally, Year, about, less than a year in full time, and we, Mike and I talk about this a lot, is I'm still in that customer service mindset. Like, I want to please everybody that I
Yep.
work with, both the relationships, both agent and clients.
Can I rephrase that, because you make me sound like we aren't going to give customer service?
No,
but
it's
at the
accurate.
point where he's letting, like the customer is dictating the process, right?
Yeah.
So to the point where it's like, he's not setting boundaries, or not
Yeah.
maybe setting. No, I would say maybe setting expectations properly with the customer
Yeah.
instead of letting them dictate everything.
Yeah, it's very important to set expectation, because you could close a deal with it being an unpopular process and they not be very happy with which will be more damaging to you than the one deal that you close.
Right.
Every client, the way that I try to look at it, within a 5-year period of time, every client should represent 3 deals for me in 5 years. I don't think that's unrealistic. I think that's very doable if I market to them correctly. But if I ruin that experience day one from them, I'm getting nothing. And not only am I not getting anything from them, I'm not getting anything but bad publicity out there. And if my marketing plan is my name, then I've got to cherish that, So
Yeah.
from day one, my experience has got to be good. But more than that, I've got to set the expectation. I've got to get my client's mind frame set that I'm going to be able to fulfill what their expectation is.
So when you say like set expectations, that's like how you function, what
How
your
I
process
function,
is.
how I'm going to communicate with them, how our process as a company is going to work. So it's very important that my team behind me functions also. It's very important for me to let them understand what I'm selling on the front end. So if I'm selling on the front end that I can have a loan underwritten within 3 days, but my processing doesn't know that, I've failed that expectation. So I have to be able to follow through with what my expectation is. Communication is key. Differentiate yourself from every one of all of us that exist out there. And I asked people, what's the most important thing? Everybody said, well, ask your real estate agent that. Well, I could give 2 bits about what my real estate agent wants, because the client's the one that's paying both of us. And if I make the client happy, the client is going to sing my praises to the real estate agent. That's where their source of referral is going to come from. They're going to remember me. So setting that expectation is key. It's paramount to what you can do.
Absolutely. And we set expectations for the process, for what to expect. I feel like I want to go back to content helps set that expectation. Do you do any videos or any sort of
I
social
do.
media?
I'm
I
not-
already
I
knew that
wouldn't
answer.
even know
though.
how
Yeah,
to sign
I
on
already
to
knew that
social
answer.
media.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't have
You don't
any-
have a
I-
Twitter? You're not out there tweeting?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I
You're missing
don't
out,
know.
man. I'm telling you. But
I thought it was called X.
yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I feel like he's lying, actually.
But no, I don't,
Yeah.
I send out birthday cards.
Are they handwritten?
No.
Okay. Oh,
I
sorry.
send
I
out-
didn't mean to ruin that for everybody, dude.
I send
I feel like
out,
we're safe. You
I
just
send
told me
out,
about committing mortgage fraud on
well,
day
and they
one.
know- and I tell people this because we joke about all this stuff. I joke about it all the time because most people will go, "Are you going to send me 100 million things?" I'm like, "No, actually, I'm going to send you a birthday card, and it's really actually going to come from my marketing program, and so I don't even really know when your birthday is." But you be
Just open
real
book.
with them,
This is
and
great.
they're gonna laugh, and they're gonna go, ah ha ha. Another point for them to remember. All I care about for them is that they're happy, but that they remember my name. If they remember my name, I've already won.
Yeah.
I've won the game.
Go ahead, Russ.
At that point.
And one thing that I do, again, being personal like that, especially on a birthday, is important. And so, every mortgage company, including ours, has, a generic video that goes out for a birthday. And so people get a lot of that stuff. So I recorded a video where I actually, from the Wedding Singer, but I rewrote it for clients. And so I come out and do exactly what he did on the airplane at the end. So I come out with the guitar, pretend to play and all that stuff, and I sing them a made-up happy birthday song to that tune. And exactly the way it all works in the angles and everything. Scott's son, Stone, is our video guy, and he does an amazing job. And the marketing department helps us put it in there. And so I get an email every day of probably 20 people or something like that get my happy birthday video, and my goal is to make them smile and to do something different. And I guarantee you, no one's doing that.
Can you send me the link to apply so I can get that every year?
Yeah.
Sounds great. Yeah. I was like, I'll have my credit ran just for that every year. That sounds
But,
great. 5 minutes. Okay, cool.
I'd buy a house just for that video.
Yeah, that would be it.
It's different, and so it's coming up on a year. I've got to make another one sometime. But,
Yeah. Can we? All right. So we were trying to get a little personal because again, our podcast, they already heard all this, but it's not just the the loan officer. We want to get on the, pull it back, see who you are. But I do have one more question I want to get to before, and if we can squeeze it in before we actually going to take questions from the audience. Yeah, you guys knew that, right? Yep. We're going to take some questions. But what about, we never talk about these loan officers, and I know this room is filled with them, one sitting right here, but like those people that are stuck in that like mid-level production, right? Where we're at, maybe 6 to 12 to 15 million a year, and they want to go to that next level. What is one piece of advice you would say to take it? Because that's different from the new LOs. What about taking it from that you're surviving, you're making money, but you want to be great, you want to be elite?
So what I used to do a long time ago, I turned in a perfect file. Processor didn't have to do anything, and that's not, we're salespeople. And we need to be in the highest and best use. And so when I finally got that, I realized, okay, I need to trust my team. Now, you got to have someone good behind you, of course, that you can trust. And, that's my processor's my sister, 23 years. When I started trusting her with that, and then I realized, and I got to a certain level of production, and then I hired another person. And a lot of people said, "Are you crazy? You got a lot of, you're spending a lot of money," but they make me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Move me more from this much of my day to selling to this much, where, in my team, and it's really unique, my team of just us 4, when you count my daughter 5, she's 0 years in the business, but we have 100 years of mortgage lending experience in our team this year, and I haven't marketed that yet, and that's weird because I'm a marketing guy.
Yeah.
But so when you have that team behind you, and if it's corporate processing or whoever, if you will trust them to do your work and you get away from that, it's not going to be perfect, but you can't be perfect.
Yeah.
You got to get in that element, and the more you can do that and have your team, and if it means, all right, you know what, I pegged out this, you got to be, this team, you got to be willing to, take a little off your pay to pay another person, but it will make you more.
Yeah, investing in yourself.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's why I got a team.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not all me, that's for sure. I just do a part of it. And honestly, it's the processing, the way it works. I get to swoop in at the end and say, "How was that? That was awesome, wasn't it?" And it's my team. They're the ones that do it. I'm in the beginning, getting it all going, and they bring it to closing and make us all look good. And I get the reviews and all this stuff. But I tell everybody it's my team.
Yeah, that's like
So you
that's
got
my
to do
favorite
that.
part.
Trust your team and be willing to grow,
Yeah.
and keep you in that best element.
Yeah, we're so in the mindset that we are the most important person in the process, and once you can remove yourself and realize that, hey, I'm not that important. Like
You're the
I'm not,
face.
yeah, that's unfortunate for me,
Oh,
but
God.
yeah,
You're the beard.
yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. Why do you think I have a caricature up there? Look at that. Like I was in the gym, I think. But yeah, so once we get out of our own way and realize that, hey, maybe I'm just not as important as I like. Actually, my team can handle that file or put it together and send it to underwriting without me getting in there and making sure all the W-2s are in the right spots and the pay stubs
They will do
are.
a better job at it.
They will absolutely
matter who it
do
is,
a
they
better
will do a
job.
better job at it.
Absolutely. Nicole's in here somewhere, our processor, and she's absolutely way better at it than I am. I don't even know how to log into a Compass half the time. I got to call Cornegie to get me unlocked. So
Well, and this is where I kind of, I'll admit I like kind of falter, and thank you, Mrs. Knuckles, for calling me out on it. It's like it's important to, rely on those other people, but for me and maybe some other new loan officers, it's just like just knowing the process too. It's like where it's at, you have that information, you know what their job is, but you can stand back and let them do it, but knowing that job is, and that's, I'll admit, as a new loan officer, that's where I falter sometimes.
yeah.
I stopped answering questions actually fairly recently, because I know a lot of the answers, but I'm trying to train clients and my realtors. So you know what? Judy handles that. Amy handles that. And sometimes like, oh, I thought you had your hand on the process. If I did that, I would never sleep. I can't. No one can do it all. So no, we have an efficient team. Amy's your person for that.
Yeah.
Judy's your person for that. Bill's your person for that. I'm your strategy guy. If you have a question scenario, you call me. That's the important part.
Scott, what about you?
It's a good contrast because I'm 100% opposite.
Love it. Actually, I
Just,
love it,
which
yeah.
is good contrast. So it
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
you two different ways of looking at it. Like
You want a good fit, I want everybody.
I do it all myself and my processor, I mean, who's amazing. But, I try to do everything myself because I want to know anytime that, well, because we talked about the time of working, I don't like to work.
It's good to see Bobby laughing at that. That's all that matters, right? All right, good.
I like.
You
to
were
have-
just opening up to everything here, man.
Bobby,
Well,
I
I
like to
mean,
work. I like to work, okay?
all of my clients know. I mean, I have taken a loan application over the phone on top of Mount Elbert, 14,637 feet in the air.
Oh, wow.
Because my phone happened to work while I was there.
That's wild. I
And
can't
if
even
my
get
phone
service down
rings-
here. How are you doing
And
that?
if my phone rings, I sell to everybody. If my phone rings, I answer it.
Yeah.
If I'm awake, I'll answer the phone. I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's what everybody told me they wanted. They wanted communication, so I was like, well, call me.
What was that
But
word?
yeah,
What was
I
that
do-
word you said though? Communication.
Communication. So
Okay.
I like the idea that anytime that they call me, I know where the file is. I know what the steps are that they need. I know what the rate is because I'm the one that's had to do it. So I've had to increase my efficiency to it. And the way that I centered that to be able to grow my business is I started realizing young in the business that a $100,000 mortgage paid you X amount, but a $500,000 mortgage paid you 5 times as much. So my marketing aspect moved in that market. Not that I didn't want to do mortgages for people that were buying $100,000, $200,000 houses, but if I do a really good job for somebody who's buying $1 million home, everybody they know is buying $1 million home. Every one of their friends are buying $1 million home. Everyone that they're going to have the avenue to refer me to is buying $1 million home.
If I did $1 million loan, I'd buy all of Northeast Ohio.
Well,
Part of Michigan too,
I
I
am
think.
fortunate to work in an area where that's like the going rate
Yeah.
for a house. So
you go.
I knew that I wasn't going to be capable of growing my business without growing my team or anything to doing 80 loans a month. Or a year, so I needed to increase my volume of my 40 to 50 loans a year to increase my income.
Okay.
So it kind of, as I stayed with clients over the years, when they bought their first house, it was $300,000. Their second house was $400,000. Their next house was $600,000. Now they're buying $700,000, $800,000 homes. And I have grown with them, but I've also grown with their outreach of people. So their referrals for me are coming from people buying that level of home. And I didn't have to grow with those people at a young age. And that's why I say my marketing is towards the client as opposed to the real estate agent, because the real estate agent just wants the check. My clients are wanting community.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't
not say that.
You were just unloading on this podcast. This is unbelievable, dude.
Not real estate.
That's fine. Hey,
I don't really have any real estate agents that are going to get mad about it.
Yeah.
Because you get to pick your.
See what I mean?
I get to pick
No, he
my-
controls the process. He sets proper
yeah.
expectations and doesn't let them dictate the
Yeah,
process.
they don't-
That's
yeah,
right.
Wrote
they
it
don't
down.
dictate
Yeah,
that.
wow, that's unbelievable. So we got mortgage fraud. We got don't like mortgage.
Yeah.
We got that's unbelievable. So all right, we're gonna have
This is going online, right?
this is oh, it's online right now.
Online
We
right
are
now.
live.
I love
Yeah,
realtors.
this is- I mean, there's gonna be FBI agents outside waiting for us, right? And it's unbelievable. I thought if there's gonna be FBI agents waiting outside at the end of it, it'd be for us, not you guys. Like, oh no, we did it again. All right, so we're gonna bring up the young guns on the stage, and we're gonna open up to questions from everybody else.
Jedi and
out there.
Padawans.
So yeah, go ahead and sit close because again, my mic input only has 4 inputs, so we have 4 microphones. So if you guys want to ask any questions, raise your hand, and we'll bring the mic around for anybody. But I really think so. It was cool. So I noticed the word communication is huge, and I know that's where loan officers absolutely falter. Where they fail is communicating properly to real estate agents, to title companies, to clients, and also just doing the work, right? Just putting the work in because I mentioned when you guys were backstage that the number one person that we break promises to is ourselves. Every time. Every single day we break promises to ourselves. And when we do that, our self-esteem goes down and we just don't, we don't work as hard and we don't go out and chase our dreams and do the right things every single day to accomplish our dreams and our goals. So it's, you know, if we wake up and actually tell ourselves we're going to do the work today, that's it. Whether it's making calls, making videos, whether it's, you know, making calls and sending emails out or attending open houses, or it's going to the spa, right? Or
Yeah.
it's committing mortgage fraud, whatever it is. No, just kidding. But it's still doing the work. And we're so blessed as loan officers too that this, you know, we have that flexibility and that freedom to come and go as we please or run our own business. And the people that, the loan officers that maybe are not making it or struggling are the ones that are, again, not putting that minimum 30 hours a week. Like if you're actually tracking your hours, 30 hours of selling or working a week, and I'm not talking like checking emails, that doesn't count as working, right? Or texting back clients, that's not working. And it's just, that's all it boils down to. So that was awesome. Does anybody have any questions right now? Somebody's got to give us something. There we go, we got one, the first one. It's always the first one that's tough, so good for you. All right. You get something. Somebody give them something. We don't have anything to throw out.
All right, so a lot of us find ourselves just sitting in the office, like waiting, right? We make some phone calls. What's most impactful in your time outside of the office? What are you doing? Are you doing like one-on-ones? Are you doing lunch and learns? Like what would you guys say is working best for you outside the office?
Okay, let me repeat that question just so we can pick it up on the mic. So a lot of us are sitting in the office. What are we doing that's impactful outside the office, lunch and learns, or any sort of event, anything like that? Do we want to go like right to left?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, here.
I always do those type of events when I can. But I think if you're just sitting in the office with nothing to do, it's because you don't have the opportunity to do one of those events. So that's when I go back to making more calls. If you don't have the opportunity to be present in an open house, a lunch and learn, a one-on-one with the agent, whatever it may be, well, great. Use that time that you don't have the opportunity to find an opportunity for the next week. So just start building that pipeline of those opportunities. And then once you have it, you'll get in that groove where you're not searching for the time. The time's already there. You know, hey, look, I have this thing and this thing. Which one am I picking between? You know, but day one, just get those opportunities. I think I'm getting them at least just by making the calls and connecting with people. So stay in conversation.
I pretty much stay, as I tell people, I'm chained to my desk. And so, you know, I will gladly go do a presentation to an office, but I found that my best, the most I can get accomplished is by being on the phone and talking to people and building a relationship that way. And because I can get a lot more accomplished. I used to go to all my closings. I'm a big believer in going to your closings, but I have a 2-hour radius that most of my clients are at, so I could drive an hour or more to a closing, an hour there, an hour back, and I'm way behind. And so COVID helped me on that. I made my pre-closing call, and it's a good 20-minute call before closing and making sure that everybody's good. Then I make sure I'm calling the buyer's agent, just saying, here's what we did, and the listing agent. They could care less what I do, but they're getting talked to know what I can do for them on the buyer side, and they aren't used to that kind of thing. So I am on the phone, and I stay in my chair pretty much, or as my family picks on me about, I pace, rub my head, and just talk. I think I'm overheating my brain or something, but that's what I do. But if someone wants me to go in, I love doing presentations, but I just don't do it so often. Usually people are fine with the phone, maybe a Zoom call or something like that, and that's my highest and best use of my time, I feel.
There you go. Scott, careful how you answer this, dude.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you.
Here it goes.
I mean,
Is that a good question for me? If I'm young in my career, I guess I'd say I spent my time reading guidelines. I think knowledge is power. I mean, I think there's so few loan officers out there who have any idea what they're talking about because somebody else does. But if it can come out of your mouth, they're gonna believe me more if I can, even if they don't understand it. If I can recite my guidelines, one, I'm more efficient with my file, but two, I'm impressing my client. In my older career part of doing this, if I ain't got anything to do, I'm going to go have fun.
Okay, good.
Because keeping your mind clear and your heart pure and setting your job and happy at home and happy with what you're doing, I mean, if that means that you got to get out and do whatever it is to make yourself happy, you're going to be more efficient when you're in. I'm not going to stand there and stare at my computer. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not good for me. That's not good for anything.
Well, yeah, and if you're feeling your best, you're going to be your
Yeah,
best. You're going to
yeah,
perform your
you-
best.
You
right?
know,
So
make
that was-
efficiency, like the thing, the things to do list is for me to get done what I need to get done, but it's for me to get it done efficiently. Because I want to go have fun every day. I mean, that's what life's about. You know, we don't work this job for just money, because if you're just working it for money, you need to go find something else.
You need to know your why.
Yeah,
Why
you need to
why
know
you
your
do
why,
whatever
yeah.
work it is.
This job is too hard, there's too much stress in it, too much risk in it for you to be doing this to earn a paycheck. You need to be happy with what you do. It needs to fulfill some aspect of your life, you know? And, you know, and that's what I would do. I mean, I would go fishing. I'd go skiing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't know this guy was going to be the wild card. This is cool.
Yeah.
I love it. this is so great. I love it, man.
Hence, I was late to our meeting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I thought you were actually late, but he did it on purpose. He got us all off our
Finish
toes.
up some Frisbee
All right, Tyler,
golf.
go ahead.
First, I was trying to see if I could even connect to this question because I never go into the office. I'm sitting at home, might be on the couch, might be in my bed working the whole day. But I did used to, like Russell, I used to go to every single one of my closings, whether they were, you know, an hour away or maybe even an hour or 30 minutes away. But then, like he said, you know, you take 2-3 hours out of your day to drive to the closing, to take pictures, to do all of that, and you just no longer have time for that when your volume gets to a certain capacity. So I like to sit on the phone. I talk just like I like to do that. So I like to call realtors and just talk to them and just have fun and joke around and talk about the craziness that happens. You know, I feel like we have like a lifetime movie is the experiences that I have. So we just joke around about what happens, you know, on a day to day, but it connects us. So like my realtors are also my friends. They're not just realtors to me, so.
Yeah, which we talked about, like it's all relationship, right? It's all, yep, once you get out of that transactional mindset. But I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna add a little bit to that. So I noticed this year, my whole goal every single day is to have 5 quality conversations, right? So reverse engineer from that, whether I'm gonna do a podcast, I'm gonna create content, I'm gonna make a reel, whatever it is. But for me, I enjoy doing the lunch and learns. I got certified to teach CE, and what it's doing is it's getting people in front of me, and it's an easy, I usually make a title company pay for the lunch, but, you know, $100, $150, I get in front of 9, 10 real estate agents and have those conversations and easy follow-up. But that's wild. You just, in your bed, I mean, we got,
Yeah,
just,
I have
we
a
got
bonnet
this-
on. I don't look presentable at all. Like, yeah, that's 99% of the
I feel like I need to move. I need to move down here. I think is what it is. I gotta come south. This is wild. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hey, can I add one thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I forgot. I was supposed to come back to you.
If you do, when you're doing presentations, just don't go in there and we close on time,
No.
our rates are good. Don't say any of that stuff. You've got to be outside the box where you've got them leaning up against the table. When you see them, when they're drawn in and they're listening to every word you're saying because you're talking about VA buy then sell they never heard of, buying a beach property and how it can work, and you're talking about how you can increase the amount of business they can close. Do those things because that right there, they don't hear that. You've got to show them things that are outside the box no one's talking about.
A thing of value, right? We have to add value back. That's the whole point of a business partnership, right? It's a value add.
You can't sound like everybody
Yeah,
else.
I never talk about products ever. And Aaron, I remember his first, the first time we stopped in a real estate office, and somebody asked me, "Do you have the lowest interest rates?" And I literally looked at her. She's a top producer, and I said, "No, call this other bank." And they're like, "Well, they won't pick up the phone." I'm like, "Well, then their interest rate literally doesn't exist, right? Like, I mean, like it's not there. If they're at 4.25 and everybody else is at 4.5, like that you can't get a 4.25 if they're not going to call you back. So." Never talk about that. It's always that value add back. So, which is why I think I wanted to get licensed to do CE because that's a little bit of a value add back. But yeah, any other questions? That's it. Nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh well, we got 2. was doing like an auctioneer thing. Like last call, last call.
Just curious to hear maybe the differences of the structure of your day. I know that several of you said, hey, get up early, do that, but I'm wondering if you time block first 2 hours of this, the next hour or two is that, and then I'm checking email. Just wondering the structure of your days and how it may differ.
Yeah, I personally can't time block. If I do, it all goes down the drain as soon as someone calls me. So I'm personally extremely ineffective with it. And I've heard a lot of other people say the same. But I do create a list, and the first thing I do every morning is I wake up and send an email out to my team of what I need from them. Hey, one offshore assistant, I need these things. Processor, where are these files at? That way, when they get to their office, they already know what I need from them for that day. Then I kind of do the same thing for myself. I'll do like a hot, warm, and cold list. And then from there, I just work as fast as I can. Let me go through the hot list, complete all these tasks. Once I complete these, let me jump over the warm, then cold. And I'm slowly just working as fast as possible, knowing, okay, let me go through this based on the sense of urgency. That way, I feel like I can still take calls as they come in. I can still have conversations. I don't worry about, oh, this client threw me off schedule 20 minutes, and now my whole time block for the day has gone down the drain. So I might have a general sense of when I'm doing what activities, but it also changes day to day. No day's ever the same.
I've never been able to time block. I start my day with it's the little legal pads and a little notebook, and I got on both sides. I think you mentioned that. And so the top few lines are which locks that I'm planning on doing. When I know I'm getting a contract, at top, there's 3 things I have to do today. These are the most important things that got to happen. And then it's maybe clients I need to follow up on, or we don't, need to get a pre-approval or something. My left side are realtors, an investor, CPA, whoever. This is my marketing side over here that I need to talk to. So, and then it just, when the day starts, it goes crazy. So I've tried. I can't do the time block because, like you said, as soon as I say from this, the thing I don't understand the thing about don't check your emails for hours. I've got to see that and keep it all clean and all that stuff like that, and jump on things when I need to. So it's all over the place. I think it's an organized chaos is what mine is.
Yeah, there you go.
Scott, I mean, because I'm detailed and I'm organized, but with today, it's just you got to be able to handle a lot of things and jump all over the place. That's the way I think it.
Scott, if you even say that you time block, I'm just going to end the podcast right now.
He works from 8 to 10 and plays.
These guys are like, no, I can't time block. Scott's like, yeah.
Everybody says, you try to. I mean, I answer all my emails in the morning and call all my clients and update them on what's going on, or just call them and say hello. And then from there, it kind of dictates what's going on.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm going fishing.
You get a process
on the
of
top of
doing
the
a
mountain.
file, and if you've like I try to educate the client very well within the first 24 hours of getting the contract, I have all of my documents. And so generally, it's like the first 2 or 3 days of the deal, I've got stuff to do. Well, the next 7 or 8 days, I don't have anything to do but market or call them. So it somewhat is time blocking, but very different every day. I mean, it's kind of, by afternoon, it becomes organized chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am probably the least structured person on this panel, but I do time block. So, see, I'm shocked.
In
I'm
her
telling you.
bed, in her pajamas,
Yeah, in my bed with my
on her
bonnet
way to the
on.
spa.
Yes. So what I do is I realized that I was getting way too distracted, and most of my pool of clients are first-time home buyers, so they're just trying to get a feel of what they can do to buy a house. Well, at 9 a.m., while I'm supposed to work on other things, I'm talking to people with like 500 credit scores and 400 credit scores. So what I did was, first thing in the morning, up until 1 o'clock, I work on current clients and anything that I need to work on with a sense of urgency, contracts, things of that nature. And then after 1 is when I take all my calls for all the new clients. Now, of course, sometimes I have to adjust that based on people's work schedules and things of that nature, but I'll take calls all the way up until like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night for new clients. But I'd rather do that at that time instead of first thing in the morning when I have way more urgent tasks with my current clients. So, it's just blocked off where the morning is for my current clients, my current contracts, talking to realtors about what's going on with the current loans in the pipeline. And then I have a free-for-all in the evenings.
Okay. I'll add on to that because I'm in this transition in my career from being like that's just that average run-of-the-mill volume to where like the past 12 to 14 months I've originated more than I did the past 4 years combined. And I absolutely started time blocking, not to the point where I'm down to the hour, but I know certain chunks of my day on certain days what I'm doing because I feel like in this industry, like if you want to grow or take it to the next level, you have to first be honest with yourself and realize, am I spending time in my business or on my business? And what makes the phone ring, especially, you know, if you're a smaller branch in a rural area like we are, you know, I have to go out and find the business and generate the business. So I will say that time blocking has completely changed the way that I sell and the way that I look at my business, which is, believe it or not, freed up more time for me. So, is that it?
I think Austin had a question.
We got a couple here. Yep, there we go. Oh, I forgot to repeat that question for the podcast. Sorry. Do you do time blocking? Obviously, no.
So my biggest issue right now is with customers with very low income, multiple jobs. It's taken me 3-4 weeks to get VOEs back from these podunk companies that they work for. And they get kind of lost in the abyss. And I feel like my realtor's like, you send a guy to him, they're just gonna go into the bucket of doom. What's your best advice to try to get income back in cement as fast as possible so you can issue the pre-approval?
Yeah, for me, I'm a little bit different. I rely way too much on my team for those things. So I'm more so just, I want my team to tell me how long something's actually going to take and set proper expectations. So I have a client right now, it's a similar thing. She's a cash tip server at a restaurant. And so a couple different restaurants in the last couple of years, so we know it's going to be a headache. So the agent actually called me and said, hey, look, she might not be able to do anything, she might be able to, are you willing to talk with her? And so that's just my opportunity to say, hey, look, yeah, I am. I'm willing to talk with anyone. Just know for her, it's going to be a lot more documentation. It's going to be a lot more guideline searching. We have to dig a lot deeper than we will for a typical client. So just know that instead of this being a 2 to 3 day pre-approval, this might unfortunately be a 2-week pre-approval or whatever. So at least when I tell them and they come back to me like, hey, we sent this guy to you, we haven't heard anything, I can go back and be like, hey, I told you this wasn't going to be a quick and easy one. You know, we're still setting them up on the path. It's just not going to be a path that's overnight. But either way, we can still get them into a home eventually. So just sell the end goal of getting them into the home, but also sell the expectation on the front end just to make it easier for you guys and less stressful for you guys.
And I agree with all that. And you got to make sure that realtor, the buyer's agent, has that expectation from you, because if not, if the realtor hears the buyer going, man, it's taking forever and they're not getting an answer, and if that's all they hear, then that's not going to be good. You got to let them know what's going on. But you know, so Eric, will pay stubs ever work in W-2s and all that? No. Let's say if it's, is it commission income or what kind of income are you talking about?
Excuse me.
Variable.
They're just variable.
Okay, so all right, let's say VOEs are important and everything. What I'm going to try to do first, and hey, all right, we're going to try to get the verification of employment team's working on that. But in a case like that, I'm going to ask them. And you said podunk, so I would ask them if you have access to your pay stubs from. Give me your last one from December 31st. Last day, you don't have that.
But if you have 4 or 5 jobs, give the last pay stub when you left March 23rd, 2024.
Okay, then all right. Hey, buyer, here's everything that you're going to make sure with my team, whatever they ask for, you get it to them right away. There's going to be verifications of employment to get done, and it's going to depend on your employers. Reach out to employers. Now, if you don't work at some, that's not going to work so good. But, and then, okay, that's the deal. Hey, buyer's agent, just letting you know, this is one, you know, you can't tell them too much, but hey, they've had 5 jobs and there's no pay stubs. There's, you know, and there's all kinds of variable income. We're going to try to count this overtime, even though they've only been on the job a short time, but they have a long history of several jobs. So we're going to need verifications of employment. Just giving you a heads up on that. We'll let you know as soon as it's done. And, you know, if it's dragging out a week, 2 weeks, and of course, I'm going to make another call just to update them, things like that. That's all you can do. So.
Do you do handwritten applications or online application? So if you do handwritten applications, you learn that day one. Because when you talk to your client and you have a client that goes, oh, I make about $45,000 a year, they have no idea how much money they make. Or I make about $14 an hour, they have no idea. And you should have a flag that goes off at that point that the information you're going to get is variable, that it's not going to be correct. So in those situations, I immediately I ask for them to get me a name and a contact for who they work for. So I turn it back onto them. If you want this fast, I just need a name and a contact. So I call the contact and inform whoever is filling out the verification of employment that it's coming. I get an expectation from them of when it's going to be filled out, how it's going to be filled out. I tell them where it needs to be returned to, and then I know we're not supposed to order those.
Dude,
So
you
I
gotta
have-
stop, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not ordering those.
I'm never telling you a secret ever.
I'm not ordering those. My processor orders those.
Yep.
But I'm able to tell my processor everything. Here's who you can call. Here's the phone number. Here's the time frame. This is where it goes. When she sends it, I get copied on it. As soon as I get copied on it, I'm calling them and saying, you have it. It's on your email. Can you please fill it out? Or you can wait. And waiting, was what the effort's going to be. But it's those kind of things that I see from just having done this for the period of time that I've done. It takes me 5 minutes to do that in my day, or I can wait 5 days to get it. I can do one or the other. So I make the borrower give me that information. And if they go, well, I can't get that, well, then you have to educate them. Well, call your employer. Ask who does payroll. Oh, okay. Well, I get this person. You have to push them. Borrowers who don't know what they make in income are probably not going to know who they need to be calling, and you got to keep pushing that next question.
My favorite's when they're like, I don't want to give you a bank statement. I'm like, okay, you don't have to. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, get your own money.
Yeah.
Like, get your own $200,000, dude. Like,
Right,
I don't know what to tell
You
you.
can be honest with them,
Right,
and they'll
yeah.
laugh about that.
But-
But you're honest about it.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
What I'll say is I use Argyle. Am I the only one to use Argyle for them to log in and connect?
I don't know how to
with
use it, but my
ADP?
team does it, yeah.
Yeah, so they can connect ADP, Paycom, all of that stuff
Yeah, we-
automatically.
But these
And I
are-
convinced
Yeah.
These are rural.
It doesn't-
These are podunk companies, he
Yeah,
said.
it doesn't
Well-
work for
Hey,
restaurants,
watch it. That's us.
you know.
True,
Come on
that's
now.
true. So Argyle is my first step, though, if they do have ADP, Paycom, or whatever. But after that, it's the pay stubs, the year-end pay stubs for the last 2 years or wherever they were at, or the last pay stub at the job if they stopped at the middle of the year. But to be honest with you, I don't do my own income calculations. I send everything to Scenario Desk. Everything. I get every doc I can find to Scenario Desk. I emailed them 6 times at like 3 a.m. this morning. So I get them to do the
man.
work because I don't trust
Thought
my
we were bad.
own income calculations anymore. I've had enough underwriters call me with that sad voice to be like, I don't agree with your calculation for me to send it to Scenario Desk first. But like they said, you get the client to call. If it starts taking too long, then they'll be way more persuasive to that employer.
Yeah, and I would say, like, just to wrap it up, because we're just short on time here, but I think the big thing, because we run in that a lot where we originate, where we live, it's setting that expectation to that client right then and there, like, hey, every single lender is going to need this, and this is why. Here's why I show them a VOA. This is what we're going to need from them. I need you to go and find for that, whether it's you driving to your place of employment where you used to work and give me a contact info, but no matter where you get your mortgage, this is going to be an issue, and I want my pre-approval to be rock solid, not like somebody else's. So let's get it now so we know that we're not going to have any issues. So unfortunately it is. We deal with that a lot in our market. So, but yes, I think that's about it. We got Oh yeah, it's at michaelswiger.com/merch. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's on our Facebook
Well-
page, but anyway, like that. But
One more question.
we got time for one more. We can do one more. All right. All right.
This is just for Scott.
Can you put your hands behind your back?
I just want to get your opinion on sharing passwords at the office, and what do you think of my clients giving us their login, getting their
Yeah, that's
I don't
good.
do that.
Say I
That's
plead the fifth.
that's a good one.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, that's his favorite phrase to say. I think it's gonna.
Make it a lot easier.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we got to wrap it up. We're getting compliance calling on my phone right now, so that's it.
Yeah.
But
Before we close, I want to thank everybody on the panel here and everyone asking questions, everything like that. But one last thing. So like Mike, I, and Adam, we're from Cleveland. A lot of people ask us what it's like to be in Cleveland and Ohio. So just real quick, if everyone could look under their chairs, please. There's if you could look under your chairs for something.
oh my gosh, they're actually doing it.
Yep. There's nothing under your chairs. Now you know what it's like to be a Browns fan.
Super Bowl Browns. All right, we want to thank everybody. Thank you guys
thank
so
you
much.
guys.
We hope that everybody got something from this. But make sure that you guys follow us, like, subscribe, because that's our shameless plug, because we got up here and did this. And I had to lug all this podcast equipment in the car, 7 hours through the hills have eyes, and load it all up here.
It was
wake up
really
early.
hard to watch
Right.
you lug all that.
That's what I mean. Aaron does a really good job of supervising. So I want to thank everybody. And yeah, this is great content, and it's so sweet to see like the polar opposites of everybody, and also that we're gonna have to testify in open court. So that's great. All right, guys.
Good.